Let's do it. Okay, so today's 5-minute discussion, I am joined by Mr. Baker, Jon Baker. We clearly didn't do a wardrobe check because we're clashing today. But
Well, it's almost there, isn't it?
fortunately, we've got a line between us. But Jon, you are, well, I've joined you as a guest on your podcast, Activate Your Introvert. And I wanted to join after our discussions last week, which I thought to myself, you're opposite to me in terms of our styles, and we understand that. And how many people have said to you in this current environment, oh, Jon, you must be loving this, being in home as you're an introvert?
Absolutely, Vic. And it's getting said really, really commonly, and to a lot of my clients and people I speak to as well, many of whom are, of course, introverts, that, well, it's great, it's introvert heaven. And in some ways, you know, it is good, because some people have said to me, oh, it's making the extroverts realize that they're not quite as amazing as they think, and they're going up the walls. And I guess being an extrovert in lockdown must be incredibly painful, because you must be really missing interacting with people all day long. But here's the point. An introvert in lockdown is also missing people, maybe differently, but introverts do want interaction with other people. It's not, the sign of an introvert is not somebody that hides away in a shed and never comes out. We want interaction. We also want quiet time. Introverts are energized by being on their own or by being quiet, whereas extroverts typically are energized when they're with people. So Vic, you must be feeling really, de-energized. Whereas I'm quite energized, but I do really miss interaction. We still need interaction. The point is, introverts need the interaction on their own terms. They will generally want some structure to it. They will always want it to be meaningful, so that we can go, yeah, that's incredibly useful. I'm doing something, or it's structured. And it's not that we want to be on our own. We really do want to be with other people. There is this myth that goes around that introverts are antisocial. That's absolutely wrong. Introverts love socializing. They don't particularly like small talk. They don't particularly like the type of socializing where you're stuck in a room full of 100 business owners and told to go and network. Although, I will be completely honest, I've done a survey now of 300 business owners talking about introversion and extroversion, and there are a number of extroverts that don't like that situation either. So that's not just about introvert or extrovert, but it's the way that introverts socialize which is the important piece. So small groups of people, absolutely essential to introverts. Small, meaningful discussion where both parties are learning something from it, absolutely essential. So the lockdown thing, to me, I'm making sure I'm having a lot more Zoom calls, such as the one we're having. I'm making sure I spend time with other people. And the other thing I've done, I've spent a lot of time volunteering to be on some local helplines, where I now get phone calls from people in the local postal area that are needing help or want to know where certain foodstuffs are, etc., etc. Now, that can be slightly random, but I can immediately go, that's incredibly useful, because I can go, I'm adding something back. So to me, that's meaningful. But coming back to the basic thing is, introverts do socialize. Introverts are social animals. However, the point is that we gain energy in different ways. So if I said to you, Vic, you're quite strong at being on your own, and you can be on your own and you're fine with that, but you will lose energy because you're on your own. Your natural preference, given two things, where would you go? Where you're going to get energy or lose energy? And so, yeah, absolutely. An introvert can cope with socializing, love socializing, but the bigger the group and the less they know the people, the harder they find it.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, sorry, I am with you in terms of that, you know, even being on a big Zoom call where there's multiple people, I actually sometimes I become a bit more of an introvert, unless I'm managing it and I have to keep people down. But yeah, so lockdown is bad for all of us, really, isn't it, in terms of social ability?
It really doesn't help any of us. What it does mean is that, you know, lots more of us around to catch hold of, in the same way as we've managed to catch up this morning.
Yeah.
we're not out there with some of our other clients. But yeah, it's bad for all of us. We've all got to adapt, and we've all got to learn what we can from it.
Okay, so top tip is if you know introverts in your circle, then meaningful Zoom calls.
Yep.
If you know extroverts like me, actually, do you know what? I'd grab a 20-minute random call with someone just to catch up and say hello. So I caught the postman this morning. I kept my social distance, but honestly, I opened the door just so I could say, hello person, hello human.
Wow, it's brilliant. And yeah, introverts, in the end, if I don't see anybody for 2 or 3 days, I do need to have random conversations, because there is something about, we're all human.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's about the way we structure it, it's about the way we do it, and yeah, we need to spend time with people as well. So yes, come back to your top tip. First of all, if you're dealing with introverts, don't just fire loads of random stuff at them. Engage them in the conversation. Ask 1 or 2 questions which they're going to enjoy answering. Then you're into some kind of debate. And if it's a debate around a subject which particularly the introvert finds interesting, or you do, it's going to have some meaning to it. Where if it's just random, oh, isn't it nice today? Oh, it's sunny today. Oh, it's snowing today. That's going to go nowhere, and that's when the random thing comes in. So yeah, make it a meaningful discussion if you want to include them. Smaller groups, definitely put some structure to it, and that would be brilliant.
Wonderful. Well, it's been lovely to talk to you, and I've been very impressed with my not butting in. I'm learning this on Zoom, how not to be the class clown.
And I had to do it the other way around today, and I had to keep on talking. And I'm like, oh, can I talk for this long? So.
Oh well, I'm gonna stop. I'll carry on chatting, meaningful chat, obviously, after I've pressed stop.
Okay. Thanks, Vic.